Okay, so today we're going to be unboxing and installing the KEMIMOTO Whipless LED whip lights with 9 chase flashlight and auto cycle mode. So KEMIMOTO did send this to me free of charge to evaluate, but we're going to give us our honest opinion and I have no restrictions for it. So let's get it open and see what it is. We've got the product manual, so you can see the SKU is the B080403417BK. Looks like a decent little list of items that come into it. And it looks like they have so that was the product manual and an install manual on how to get everything installed. So all the instructions are in English, and it's not a scenario where they send you really tiny instructions. So let's go ahead and look at it. So you got the remote. So this is one of the nicer remotes. It's got all kinds of features on it, on, off, your different colors, white, your different flash modes, speeds, etc. Some of the other ones only come with like a 3-button remote that's like on, off, and mode. So this is a little bit of a better remote. Looks like we've got a couple of different Allen keys and some hardware. This is going to be the screws and another Allen key. So it comes with 2 roll cage clamps. These fit 1.5 to 2-inch roll cages. It has the full module, so full wiring harness. This is actually really nice. It's got the switch to be able to turn it on and off, plus all the wiring, the controller module, and all of the wire to go to each of the lights. So let's pull one of the whipless lights out. So these are what they call the whipless LED whips. So these are going to shine a really bright LED light up, and you'll be able to see them in dark, sand, fog, areas like that. In most of the case, these don't work too great in a clear, bright environment, but they're designed to be used more at night anyways. And then they also give you the 2 mounts that'll go on each of the lights. So something to take note, my roll cage clamps came with the longer bolts installed. They do actually provide a shorter set of bolts in the kit. If you're doing 1.5-inch bar, which is what we're doing, you're going to want to put the shorter bolt in because the longer bolt will actually hit bottom and won't tighten all the way. So if you're doing a 2-inch, you use the longer, 1.5, you use the shorter. They do also provide these spacers, and you may need to put these spacers in if you're using 1.5, because this didn't seem to quite get tight enough on a 1.5, but using these, I was able to clamp it down and get a nice tight fit with the roll cage clamp. So go ahead and get the bracket mounted to the light before you put it onto the roll cage mount. There's plenty of room in here to get these bolts in so that you can get a wrench on there and tighten them up. If this is on the inside, it's really difficult, especially on my scenario where there's kind of a tight area on this side to get here. You don't have to tighten them up too much on one side, but kind of get them lined up, and then you can get the bolt in and mount this to the roll cage. So one of the nice things about this kit is it has a quick connect between the switch and the module that goes with the wires going to both of the lights. In many of the kits, this is just one continuous wire, which means you've got to feed a whole bunch of stuff together. In this kit, you can put the module in the back with the light connections and then feed this in through, say, the tunnel like we're going to do up to the front, and you could have already installed the light switch and piece up there rather than having to fish all of this up with it or all of this back through the tunnel with it. So real nice to have a quick connect there. Okay, so this is where I've chosen to mount this. You can mount it anywhere. I just kind of wanted them protected, so I'm going to mount it kind of behind, or on this roll bar behind this cage. So I've got this set up. We're going to go in that position, and then the light is simply going to kind of come up into here, and it'll mount right there. And so this is what I was talking about a minute ago with mounting this, is you can get right in here and get this mounted. And so if you get the top one in, you can get it kind of tight enough so it'll hold. and I don't have this fully tight, so I can kind of rotate it and get it to where I want. So I don't want it to be able to hit the roll bar here. So we're going to want to kind of just angle it where it's got enough room there. And so I really like how that sits in that pocket. We'll have to see how it does, make sure it doesn't hit off this, but we can angle it slightly out. So the bottom bracket actually has this top hole, and then it's got 3 holes on the bottom plus this middle slotted. So if you want to go straight up and down, you can use these 2 outside ones. Or if you want to go at a slight angle on either side, you can go to the top and outside. But if none of those work for you, you can use the top in this middle, and then that gives you a completely adjustable angle of how far you want to go to mount this. Okay, so we got both of the lights mounted. This looks really good. I like how they hide in there. The beam should go perfectly right out through there. Everything looks good. Made sure it stayed away from the Starlink mount. So we've got that one over there. It's at a slight angle, so I may need to adjust it. I think they're kind of shooting out, but you can see that. So it might be more like a V versus straight up, but it has the adjustability to adjust them. So the next thing we're working on is we went ahead and got a hole cut in here. I've got a whole bunch of them. I've got a whole bunch of switches here. And so I added one right next to my hazards. So that'll give me a nice spot right there. We're gonna get the wire ran. The module, we're gonna put in the tunnel. That seems like a good spot. We can run the power over here to the battery, and then the cables that go for the lights will go out and over to each light. Okay, so we got the switch in, we got the tunnel back in with all the wiring. We have a lot of accessories in this Turbo S. This is the factory, which is your battery, constant, ground, and a accessory trigger. So what we did is we actually created a second set of terminals with a relay that comes off the battery and the trigger that energizes this, and it's all key driven. So you never want to put a lot on your accessory. This should only ever be used as a trigger for a relay in a Razor. And so here's our 2 wires. We went one to the hot and one to the ground, and we ran them up and under the dash. So it's not quite dark out here. The sun's mostly set, but there's a little bit of light. Kind of wanted to get a sort of a real world view. You can see they're pretty impressive. That's the moon up there, and you can see them all the way down to the rig. Let's get a front view. You can actually see them significantly better in person than the camera's allowing. But I'm pretty happy that you can see them in this much light. We've rode with people who've had these, and when they're on, if there's any sort of residual light, like the street lamps that we have here, you can't see them at all. So, not bad. Let's go change a couple modes and see what some different light colors look like. So here's some of the other colors. This is the white. Doesn't seem to show up quite as well as the blue. So here's the red. It's kind of up there with the white. You can see it, but it's not super bright. Here's the green. The green isn't bad. It's probably going to be a little bit better than the white or the red. But blue is the one that I think you can see the most. So some of the other modes, you can go to the flashing modes. You can kind of see, if you look right here, the different colors if it's harder to see. But this one is the changing color. Let's back up a little bit and see. You definitely can see that blue. The blue seems to be the one that, at least in this type of light, you can see the best. So we'll do one more mode. They have the color changing modes and the blinking. So the 3 modes they have is solid light, which is what we started with, the color changing mode, which is what we're on, and now the single colors. And you can adjust the speed, so if you want it to kind of be real fast, you can do that, or if you want it to be slower, you could do that as well. So there's kind of the slow on and off. The fast kind of looks interesting. It's nice blinking. Overall, we like the KEMIMOTO Whipless LED whip lights. This is a good product for those who are in trees and say sand dunes and such at night, where you don't want the big LED whip lights where they could hit trees. The installation was pretty straightforward. We liked that there was quick connects on some of the switch wires and such, which made it easier to get through the tunnel. And they give you options to mount it on a 1.5 to a 2-inch roll cage, and the brackets have lots of options for angles. The current price for this product seems to be just over $200, which is a good deal. Some of the other competitor products to this I've seen in the $300 to $400 range. If you have any questions about this product or would like to see pictures or videos of use, let us know in the comments and we'll try to get some updates for it.